In this video, we will look at network service descriptors, NSDs, and how to create them in the Nfvo UI. A network service descriptor defines a higher abstraction than a VNF descriptor. In the network service descriptor, you have one or more VNFDs. In this example, I'm gonna use a Cisco ASA as a firewall and the Cisco CSR router we just created as the router. And in the network service, you can have different flavors, deployment flavors. And this one is what I'll call the firewall and router flavor. It's also possible to have another flavor, which is just a router. And the NSD contains both of these deployment flavors at the same time, but at instantiation level, you pick which one to instantiate. In the UI, we can create a network service descriptor by logging into NSO and select the NSD editor. You can see to the right here, I have my ASA and my CSR 1000. What I'll do now is I'll create my network service, call it the firewall router. I'm going to create the deployment flavor, which would be the firewall router flavor. Call it that. And the instantiation level is similar to what you have in the network service or in the VNF descriptor. So I'm going to call this normal, the normal instantiation level. So select this and that flavor. What I'll do first is I'm going to create the service access points. So this one I will call Internet. This one I will call LAN. And this will be the management service access point. Now I'll first add the firewall. Call this firewall ESA. I'm going to use the firewall deployment flavor, instantiation level small, and I just want one of these firewalls. Next thing I'm going to add is the router. Pick the flavor, pick the small one we created, and the min-max number of instances. So now with these in place, I can actually start connecting the service access points to the connection points of the VNFs. Connect this to the outside. Connect management to management. Connect LAN to the right side. And now I will define a small network between these two. I'll do that by connecting these. I'll give this a name, the internal network. Connect the inside of the firewall to the left side of the router. I say we're going to use IPv4. Give it a flavor name and just some cost parameters here. Like this. So with this, we have actually created our network service descriptor. We have connected the service access points to the connection points of the VNFDs, and we have created a small internal network that binds the ASA to the CSR. I will now commit this. So I will also, for completeness, show you what it looks like in the CLI. So here is the NSD we just created. We can see that it consists of two VNF descriptors, the ASA and the CSR. It defines 3 external access points. Here is this internal network that we created between the ASA and the CSR. And if I scroll up, you can see the deployment flavor
which specifies the firewall, which flavor and instantiation level of the firewall. It defines the connections between the internal network and the connection points, or by the SAPDs to the connection points.